In the previous classes, we have discussed regarding the half part of module 1, that is 50% of the module 1 we have covered. In that, we have seen some of the basic things regarding surveying. In that, we have studied objectives of surveying, importance of surveying, classification, units of measurement, map, regarding map, classification of maps. Now, in from today's class onwards, we will be focusing our study on the measurement of the horizontal distance. In this, we are going to see regarding the measurement by using tape types, and then taping on a ground level and sloping ground errors. Okay, then how to range. Okay, then how to have a field book, how to make an entry, conventional symbols we have already studied, then obstacles in survey. Okay, and all these things we are going to study in the next part of the module 1. Okay, now we will directly start with your approximate method of the horizontal distance. Okay, now if there are 2 points A and B are there, if the distance has to be measured in between two, how we are going to measure it? We are having n number of methods in order to have the approximate method of distance, approximate measurement of distance. We are going to have the different methods, that is by pacing, passometer, pedometer, odometer, then speedometer and chaining. We are having the different methods in it. Okay, in order to measure the horizontal distance between the 2 points. A is at one point, B is at the other point. Okay, how to measure the horizontal distance? We are going to have these different methods. In that, first is regarding the pacing. Okay, the pacing is nothing but when a surveyor walks along the line to be measured and counts the number of steps. Means when he want to travel from A to B, what he will do is he will count the number of steps that he is going to travel between A and B, and each step approximately that he is going to put will be around 0.75 meter. Okay, so number of steps, okay, number of steps multiply by 0.75 will give you the distance between two. Suppose he has traveled taken around 10 steps, and each step will be having around 0.75 meter distance. So 0.75 if you multiply, he will be traveling around 75 meters. Okay, so this is how we are going to calculate the distance between the 2 points approximately by pacing. Okay, this is regarding the pacing. Next is the passometer. Passometer, it is an watch-like instrument which can be used, okay, which should be carried vertically in the shirt pocket, right, or it is going to be tied to the leg. The passometer will be it is in the shirt pocket, or it is going to be tied to the leg. Then the instrument is going to get operated by the motion of the body and records the number of paces. Okay, it is going to record the number of motions, and it is going to record the paces. Thus, the problem of the counting is going to be eliminated. Here we are going to count, but here we are not going to. One instrument will be there. We are going to put it into the pocket, and then we are going to, after we travel some distance, then it is going to give the distance automatically. Then the pedometer. Okay, it is similar to the passometer, but it records the distances instead of the paces. Okay, it is not going to it records the distances instead of the paces. Okay, next is the odometer. Okay, this odometer instrument will be there in your vehicles. Okay, it is attached to the wheel of the vehicle. Okay, and it records the number of revolution made by the wheel, knowing the circumferences of the wheel and the distance it is going to calculate. Okay, here the odometer, the wheel diameter will be known, and the number of revolutions that the wheel is going to make, based upon that it is going to give you the distance. Next is the speedometer. I think all know about this speedometer. The odometer may be calibrated to give the distance directly if the used particularly for a vehicle. Okay, now speedometer, if the speed I think daily if you travel by your motorbikes and all, if you see in front of in your handle, there will be the speed kmph will be written. That is nothing but called as a speedometer. At particular moment what distance you are going to travel, that it is going to give. Then the chaining. But okay, it is of the various methods determining the distance, it is the chaining is the most accurate and the common method that we are going to use. In the normally in the civil engineering, we are when we are going to make the or when we are going to measure the distance between the 2 points, we will be measuring it by using either chain or by either by using a tape. This is an most accurate method and it is most commonly used method. The above methods are approx method and this is most commonly used method. Now here we are going to concentrate our study on chaining. The chaining, it includes both the taping and chaining. Okay, it includes both the taping and chaining. Okay, so we'll study regarding these two in detail. Now as I was telling, we will discuss regarding the chain. Okay, the chain is used for ordinary precision. Okay, it is used for the ordinary precision, but where the greater accuracy is required. Okay, but wherever the greater accuracy is required, we use the tape. Okay, so chaining, the term chaining is used measuring the distance both by either chain or either by tape. Okay, so chaining, when we use both the distance, horizontal measuring distance, we measure the distance by using chain and tape, that is together we call it as an chaining. Okay, now we will specifically will discuss regarding the chain. Okay, the chain is composed of around say 100 or 150 pieces of galvanized mild steel wire. Okay, it is consisting of 100 or 150 pieces of galvanized mild steel wire of diameter 4 mm in dia, and we call it as an links. Okay, the end of each link are bent, okay, into a loop connected together by means of the oval rings. It is going to be connected by the oval rings. The ends of the chain are going to be provided with the handles, which is going to help in for dragging the chain on the ground. Okay, now the end links include the handles. Okay, metallic tags or indicators of a distinctive pattern are fixed at various distinctive point. Okay, now we will see what is chain is a diagrammatic representation. We will see it. Now this is your chain. Okay, when you are going to measure the distance by using chain, now this is your chain. In this chain, it is going to have the 100 to 150 pieces of galvanized mild steel wire. Okay, so these will be called as an links. Okay, these will be called as an links. Okay, at the end of each link there is an arc which is going to be bent. Okay, here you can see that there is an arc which is going to be bent. We call it as an ring. We call it as an ring. Okay, then at an every distance of around say 5 meter, you can see there is an M written over here. At every distance of 5 meter, there is an distance. So it is going to help you on a field when you are going to measure some distance. These, whenever these tags are present, then you can able to, which is going to help you to understand that it is having a distance between the 2 points is 5 meters. So this is your 20-meter chain. This 20-meter chain is going to have say 5 meter. At the end of 5 meter there is an one meter mark is written. Then again at the end again there is an at the end of again 5 meter there is again M is written, and then again at the end of 5 meter again there is one M is written. So here by knowing these particular meter marking, you can without having any kind of your any tape and all, we can directly recognize that this is 1 meter, this is 1 m is written, that means it is 5 meter, this is 2 m, 10 meter, then 3, then it is 15, and 4 it is 20 meters. So this is how it is going to help. Okay, now 20-meter chain is going to consist of around 100 link, okay, and one link will be of 0.2 meter. Okay, so it is having the brass rings to it. Okay, this is regarding the chain, and the chain, you please observe the chain. Okay, this is regarding the chain. Now we will see what are the different chains are available that we are going to see. The chains are available are having the different types of a chain are the Gunter's chain, then revenue chain, engineer's chain, and metric chain. Now Gunter's chain, or we also call it as a surveyor's chain, it is having the 66 feet long with having divided into with 10 links, and it is used for the land measurement and making and marking of the milestone along the roads. Okay, so in order to have the milestones, we will be using the surveyor's chain or Gunter's chain. It is going to have the 66 feet length. Next is revenue chain. Revenue chain will be having 33 feet long, and it is going to have around 16 links. Okay, and it is going to used in measuring the fields in the cadastral survey. Next is the engineer's chain. Okay, engineer's chain is going to have 100 feet length and with having the 100 links, hence it is used in all engineering surveys to record the readings. Next is the metric chain. Metric chain is going to have 5 meter and 10 meter, and also and commonly it is going to available in 20 meter. Okay, it is going to have the 100 links. Okay, and with having the tallies, that is at every 2 meter end, these rings are provided at every 1 meter length, expect the whenever their tallies are provided. Okay, so this is regarding the different type of a chain. You have also seen what is diagrammatic representation of a chain. Now we will see the another method of chaining, that is nothing but the measurement of horizontal distance by using the tape, and we will see what are the different types of tapes are available in the market. Now as we know, the tapes are available in tapes are usually it is meant for the greater accuracy of measurement. Whenever it is required, we are going to use the tapes. Okay, normally we are going to utilize in all types of work wherever the greater accuracy is required. Now